because I don't reach that 10th frame. I am locked out. But if it's active, why do I have to wait? And then I get the cancel and the game is like, not like that. So I'm going to play something for y'all. I was playing Daniela yesterday. I ran into a problem. And the problem that I ran into is I was playing her and I did something that I do all the time and it didn't work. And I was really upset about it. And I didn't know why it didn't work. The frustrating part about it was there's sometimes things will happen. You know, personally, I'm just like, damn, the other player must think I suck. But I did the right thing. I know I did the right thing. I'm going to mute this because it has DMCA music. So I'm going to post to you guys and I'll like talk you through it. So I go to drive rush into medium kick, and then I go to use a Feng Shui engine string, right? And I do this. Now, watch this. At this point, I hit DI. This move under a Feng Shui engine is cancelable. So I should have got the DI. At this point, I'm starting to yell. I'm like, what is this? You know, my DI, it went off, right? I did it. How did I get hit? On top of it, I got hit, but I got punish countered, which doesn't make sense. Because if anything, I should have got counter hit, right? Trying to hit my next attack. Maybe the game thought I was trying to do an attack. So I go into the replay takeover and I try to do it. And I try to DI. And if you look, I hit DI again and it doesn't come out. And I keep trying and I'm starting to mash it. You see, I'm trying to mash it, but it doesn't come out. But this move is cancelable. And I know it is. And if you look at this, before I get hit, it's still active, right? So it's not like it recovered. It was active. So it should have been cancelable, right? I got hit here on frame, what is that? On frame 1 or 2 of it being active, right? No, sorry. I got hit on frame 4, right? But I hit the DI. I should have gotten it. So I'm like, maybe what it has to be is that it's not cancelable since I'm in the air, which that makes sense, right? You can't cancel things when you're in the air. The only exception for Jury is her target combo, right? Going into super. I was frustrated and I tilted super. I lost this round. I was like, it's over because I had enough time. And what I'll do is I will set the dummy, throw out a drive impact, right? And I'll have the dummy block roll, right? Because it works, right? See? It works. I cancel it. That's not the problem, right? So why didn't it work for me? And my assumption was it's because I was in the air. So what I did was, in case there's ever a time where you are not sure about something, I insist that like you find some resources. One of the ones I like to use is to go to wiki.supercombo.gg. And that has resources like this here. Will give you a lot of information, especially about the normals, right? And it gives you what it can chain into, how big is the hit confirm, what's the drive rush, advantage, how much advantage you get on for level 2, if there's scaling, and for Jury, it gives you the different information when you're in and outside of Feng Shui engine. So I go over to hard kick to see what's going on, and I find this piece of information here. It says cancel hit confirm window. It gives me this, but it says special/DR cancel is delayed until after the 5th recovery frame. So that means if I hit DI on the first frame it's active, the DI will not come out until after the 5th recovery frame. So that means that I'm locked out for a lot of frames, right? That makes sense when we look at the frame meter. So we have, I don't know what frame I hit the DI, but I had to wait for the active frames, but I also had to wait on the 6th recovery frame. So it doesn't matter how fast I am about this. I cannot get DI until 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the 10th frame. So what this means is if there's ever a time where the drive impact is going to hit on these frames here, I cannot cancel to special. I cannot cancel to another button. I'm locked out until those frames. And I'll show you what I mean. This is what happened. It doesn't matter how hard I mash, I cannot DI here. On the hard kick, I cannot. It will not come out. On top of it, I know it doesn't work in a game, but like, that works fine, right? But in this case here, it does not work because I don't reach that 10th frame. I am locked out. And what's frustrating about it is that on one hand, you would think, well, yeah, you're in a big move. You should be locked out, right? But like, not really, right? Like, I get that super quick, right? Like, that comes out on frame 1 of it being active. Right? First frame, the second frame, it comes out. There's no waiting for it. And that sucks. And then I said, there's a lot of times that I get hit by DI when it's cancelable that I should not be getting hit by DI. And this explains it. Take it a step further. I said, is there anything else I should know? So I looked at all of her buttons. Standing light punch, the same thing. It's cancelable until after the 3rd active frame. So if they DI and I press a light attack, I have to wait for the 4th frame. That sucks. Same thing for medium punch. I have to wait for frame 7, I think. I get it. You can't cancel on like startup frames. You have to wait for it to be active. So I understand that. But if it's active, I should get it. Obviously, like, but if it's active, why do I have to wait? That sucks. And like some cases, it makes sense. Like the hard kick, you have to wait for her to hit the ground. So like that makes sense, right? There's like an animation to it, but like it's the same thing for light kick as well, right? Like I actually have to wait until the 2nd active frame. And that might not be a big deal for the most case. In cases like this here, that one, it does not work. This sucks, right? This is like what I mean. My move was active here, but light kick, the special cancel is delayed until after the 2nd frame, which means I got hit on frame 2. I had to wait 1 more frame. It's active, but I have to wait 1 more frame. That sucks. Is crouching light kick the same? Let's see. Nope. I get it on frame 1. And the reason for that is that they both are 5 frames. They both have the same frame data. The difference is I have to wait until the 3rd active frame. Crouching light kick, I don't have to wait at all. In this case, 1st active frame, the 2nd one, I get it. This sucks. This sucks a lot. From there, I thought maybe, just maybe, it's a me thing, right? This might be a thing that, for an example, this is how the game is. Maybe I'm tripping. So what I did was I started to look around to others, right? So Ryu for like, and I thought it was like a common thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate and I'm going to pull up Jury, right? So there's a very big distinction between what I'm going to show you. So let's look at his standing light punch, nothing there. Medium punch, nothing. Hard punch, excuse me, nothing. Standing light kick. Oh, okay, cool. Drive rush cancel is delayed until the 2nd active frame. Very interesting the way that they worded this. Drive rush cancel is delayed until the 2nd frame. Jury, for an example, on her light kick, the special cancel is delayed, which affects DI. Drive rush works. DI does not. All right. So drive rush cancel is delayed. Fine. Standing hard kick is not cancelable. Crouching light punch. Nope. There's nothing there. Crouching strong. There's nothing there. Only 1st frame is cancelable. Nothing there. Crouching light kick. Nothing there. Crouching medium kick. Drive rush cancel is delayed until after the active frame. Ryu, I'm sure if you played him, you know what it looks like. You get hit and like he like almost recovers and then starts the drive rush. It's super delayed. But the drive rush cancel is delayed, not the special cancel. So if you throw this out and it's active, you will get the DI. You notice on all of his buttons, the special cancel is not delayed. The drive rush might be, but the special cancel isn't. That's very distinctive. All of these talk about drive rush, but Juris has special cancel. Jury has the special cancel and drive rush. The special cancel and drive rush. All of her buttons are special cancel delayed, which affects DI. On top of it, the spooky part about it, right? This also means I can't super. Here, I can't DI there. Right? Even if I match the macro, right? It does not give me DI. But that also means I can't super either. Oops, let me do that again. I can't even do a super. That sucks. I started to look around and I'm like, maybe that's a lot of the cast, right? It's possible that like that's like a cast thing. But it's very interesting when you look at Akuma. Akuma is an interesting case. And I want to show you a specific button. It's not there, not there. Heavy punch. He has this. The special cancel is delayed until after the third frame. So his heavy punch kind of works the same way. I see that he's got this too, right? Cool. Standing light kick, standing hard kick, crouching light punch, drive rush, you know, not the special, crouching light kick. Then we get to crouching medium kick. This is the button that I found interesting. Special and drive rush cancel is delayed until after the active frames. DI cancelable on first frame. My understanding is that at some point, Capcom understood that this was a problem and they adjusted it. They specifically recognized that this was a problem for him and they made the adjustment. It actually specifically was like, oh, well, that's a problem. And it's one thing if it's like one move per character. Juri has 5. Juri has 5 buttons that she cannot DI. And that is going to be standing light punch. Well, she can, but like she's locked out at the start. Standing light punch, standing light kick, overhead under Feng Shui engine. Right? This is 1, 2, right? Right? You can cancel this in the Feng Shui engine, right? There, I can't, right? Oh, yeah, I got. Okay, of course not. There, I can't, right? Yeah, I can't. And it sucks because you would think that, like, oh, it's because it was still in startup, right? I wasn't. In fact, you look, I was on the first frame. My move was active. It hit them, but I have to wait a few frames until I can cancel it. Even though the move is special cancelable, I'm locked out until like an arbitrary frame. Hard kick, the same thing. Hard kick, I'm locked out. Yes, yeah. So light punch, light kick, medium punch, overhead, hard kick. So she's got 5 buttons where she is locked out. If it's a close call, you might be locked out and you cannot DI. That's annoying and frustrating because there are times when you do the right play, you hit the right play, but it doesn't matter, right? That doesn't hit, right? So even though I'm within the frame, it doesn't matter. Right? That doesn't work, but this does work. And the reason being is because this doesn't have a lockout, right? That has a lockout. That doesn't have a lockout. The reason why I have a problem with this is because Feng Shui Engine is so particular and it's so unique that every button counts where you put it, when you put it, and how it hits. Everything like matters. Like I'll give you like a good example. I can show you the same exact combo. It's a matter of when I hit the medium kick. That changes how it works, right? No, there's no delay there. Slight delay here. Oops. Slight delay here. Oh my god. There it is, right? Feng Shui Engine is so flimsy and particular. Having rules like that makes it harder to control. Going back to this, like that's a common string for me to do, right? I can't DI here. I would have to do like that instead. But remember I said how everything is particular? The roots have logic to it. So for an example, there are times where people get hit by the hard kick, where people will try to like to hit here and get hit. And then from here, I'll confirm that. So it's like that root there is there for a reason, but it doesn't work the other way. There's no room to get hit, right? The possibility of trying to mash is gone. So like, that's why that's there, right? The same thing goes for the sweep. I could do sweep. Oops. Actually, I can't do that there. Oh, duh. I could do sweep, but there's no gap there. There's no possibility that he screws up. You see? That root is there for a reason. But now you're telling me if he DIs, I can't do anything there on the hard kick. And like, yeah, I could like adjust it, right? I could do something like, I would have to confirm there. But if I do the hard kick here, I'm done. Oops. I'm screwed. And I don't mind getting hit on startup. That makes sense, right? This string here makes sense. I'm not active yet. But this string here, I'm active. But it gets worse than that though, chat. On the front end, you might have an issue where you're locked out of some moves to be able to special cancel. Not because you didn't do it fast enough, but because the game makes you wait and the window will close after you get hit. On top of it, Feng Shui Engine, there are two cancel windows. One is going to be for a special, like that. The other is for a button. But you can delay your button press by 2 frames, usually around there, right? So for an example, I cancel this on frame 1. If you look here, I canceled on the first frame. I can also cancel on like frame 6 as well, right? Oh, no, sorry, frame 4. But the special cancel window is shorter than the buttons, meaning I can cancel late on the store, right? But if you look here, I canceled while I was in recovery, right? I could cancel much further out. And this is where it gets diabolical, though. I can special cancel hard kick, which is fine. The special comes out on frame 6 of recovery, right? But I can also change it so it comes out on frame like 9 of recovery. I can like delay the button press, right? See? The reason why I say this, the special window is shorter than the button press. So if I go to DI, after the special window is closed, but while the normal window is still up, I won't get DI, I'll just get a heavy attack. There. There. Hard kick, right? I'm using the macro for it, right? And I get the hard kick. There we go. So the reason why is because the window that I hit that button on is within the window for my next button press, but the window closes on the special like that. So that's annoying too. I'm not saying that like this should be changed. It would be nice if it was, right? What I'm saying is I have something that says every one of your buttons is cancelable as long as you chain it. Cool. And then I get the cancel and the game is like, not like that. That's frustrating. So you're telling me that if I hit it early, I'm locked out until a certain frame. And if I hit it slightly later, I'm locked out, even though the window is still open for some things. That's frustrating. I don't think the window for specials and normals should be different. Although I do like that you have a large window on the back end for buttons. I don't want to see them change that. I think opening the window for specials might be a little bit strong, but fuck it, right? If you guys know me, one of the things I complain about most with Juris in Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, and especially in this game, is I just want consistency. I want to know that when I do this thing, it works. One of the things that I enjoyed about playing Mai is that she was consistent. I knew why things didn't work and I could find solutions and then close the door. I know it worked. It's consistent. It's always there when I need it. Juris has so many inconsistencies with how she works. And the frustrating part for me is that this is ego. frustrating part for me is that there are times in which I will get hit and the opponent just thinks I misplayed, and they don't understand why it didn't work on my end, and they don't need to know why it didn't work, but it's up to me to dissect the character. The information that I had was solid, but I was off a frame because the game just arbitrarily says so. That sucks. I know my buttons are cancelable, right? So I know I have a string that I should be able to cancel to, right? And in some cases, it's fine. In a lot of cases, it's absolutely fine, right? Right? I know I'm fine. But in this specific case, I die. What's the worst part, which is egregious, is I can't do a super here. I'm locked out. I can understand because I'm in the air. Fine, I accept that. Happens with Marissa. I didn't look at all the cast, but I'm curious where that lies. You know what I mean? Good. I'm not going to look at the charge one. Special cancels delayed after the second frame. Yup. Or light kick, crouching light punch. Yup. These things suck. DI is going to be there. Like, it sucks that like you're locked out of some moves, even if they're cancelable. I kind of don't like that. You know what I mean? What do you think is the reason for giving certain moves extra DI vol? It's frame data and how things interact with specials and drive rushes. To adjust that, if the cancel comes at an earlier frame, you get more advantage. A lot of times you can't adjust the move when dealing with from drive rush. You know what I mean? You would have to holistically change how the button works. And maybe they don't want to do that. Maybe they want, because if they were to change the hard kick, then that means that I would be able to cancel in the air, which wouldn't make sense, right? I have to wait for her to hit the ground. That means I would do moves while in the air, and I get that, you know? With that being said though, I wouldn't mind the hard kick. That makes sense. But light punch, that's crazy. The light punch is wild. The light punch, the light kick, the grounded ones, those I don't like it. These are the things that a lot of players don't look at because the basics work. But when trying to optimize the character and when trying to look at every small piece to decide what's the best route and the best way to go, it's you have to find these intricate things to carve out a game plan that is more safe and consistent. Probably should be doing like this. Be 100. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. And ultimately, I've been trying to think more about level 3, and with her meter build, level 3 might be the stronger way to go. I keep finding issues like this. So again, I'm not saying this should be changed. I wouldn't say it shouldn't be changed, but at the same time, I'm not crying if it's not changed. But I'm a big fan of consistency, and this is something that I think should be more consistent. And I think it should be the same way for a lot of characters. But at the same time, then maybe allow me to cancel specials and leave the drive rush same. Maybe the special, maybe that's an issue. Or just make those moves DI cancelable on frame 1. Kind of like what they did with Akuma. So that's how I view it. I think stuff like this is very interesting to talk about because it allows us to understand the character better. So if it happens in your game, you understand what it possibly could be rather than think the wrong thing. That's what I'm saying.